Let's see, are we live? Not yet. There we go. Hello, hello, we're live. Okay. Let me just get my URL and share it to my pages. Greetings, greetings. Okay. One more. And there we go. Okay. Hello, hello. I am doing some free readings today. Hi, TJ. Nice to see you here. So, first come, first serve. Who's up? Hello, Katie. I am just doing some free readings here. So if you want me to do a quick reading for you, just let me know. Yeah, go ahead. All right. I might butcher some names, so I'm sorry. But Shimanta, go ahead and ask me something. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. All right, so we got 3 in the queue already. I'm gonna write these down just so I don't get sidetracked. There we go. Okay. Hello, everybody. God, we got a full house today. Hey, Liana, Maya, Cheryl. We've got 2 Cheryls. Okay. First up, Shamanta. Are you ready? Here we go. Alright, right off the bat, we got stretch and expand. There's that. Do my best to get it to focus. There we go. And then you have make mistakes. Okay, so stretch and expand. Don't be afraid. Don't keep yourself hidden. Whatever it is you're dealing with, do not keep yourself hidden. Now is the time to stretch out and expand. Not only physically. So getting make sure to make physical space. Yeah, career and finances. Make room. You have to make room for your career. Whatever career that is. If it means you need a home office, if it means you need some sort of space to be able to do your work. That's what I'm getting from stretch and expand. Stretch and expand also can do be, can deal with your mental state or even your spiritual state. So don't be afraid to dive a little deeper. Dive a little deeper, stretch yourself, expand yourself, push yourself a little more. Make sure with your career, if you're wondering why it's not happening, make sure you're putting in that effort. Make sure you're expanding yourself. Along with that second card, that make mistakes card, don't be afraid. The world is your oyster, for real. Don't be afraid to dive in, make that mistake, because that's how we learn. I don't know if you're the same way as me, but when I was younger, my mom would get so frustrated because she'd tell me not to do something, but I'd end up doing it anyway, because in order for us to truly learn, we have to make those mistakes. Um, so in a nutshell, I could go on, but I want to try and get to as many people as I can. Um, you know, the to sum it up, do not be afraid to stretch yourself. Your career might be something that's unexpected. Go out of your comfort zone, both physically and mentally. Make space for it. Um, and then don't be afraid to make the mistakes. Let's see. You still don't do anything. Can you elaborate for me? You know, waiting for opportunities. Well, my friend, that might be your mistake. Um, you may have to make your own opportunity in this. You know, this is what this card is telling you, that make mistakes card. Don't be afraid to try something on your own. You know, um, that's, you know, or to look outside of what you're currently looking for. You know, that's the big one. You know, unfortunately, I can't just tell you what that opportunity is. I wish I could, but I don't think that's how this works. And so please don't be afraid to take the chances. Um, you know, make your own chances. Do what you truly want and need to do. If you're having trouble finding what that is, um, meditate and try it. You know, spend some alone time with yourself to really hone in on that. Okay. Um, Feel free, if you want to, reach out to me. Send me a message if you want a little more guidance. But next up, I believe it was Katie. Katie, if you're still here. Let's see. Now, Katie, I want you to think about whatever you're, you know, what you need a reading for. And let's see. Ooh, just got goosebumps. Katie. Oh, maybe I didn't shuffle. Oh no, okay. Thought I didn't shuffle good enough at first because I got that make mistakes card. I get that card a lot. Because we're afraid to make mistakes most of the time. So you got that make mistakes card again. And then consult your body's wisdom. This one I don't get often. And I hope you're not going through any health issues. But that's kind of, you know, that's what this is indicative of. And just that something with your body might not be out of whack, but the interview you just did, make mistakes. Oh God, that doesn't, in that lens, that doesn't sound too good. But the good thing about, even if you did make mistakes, it's a learning opportunity. How, you know, I want to ask you, how do you feel the interview went? You know, consult your body's wisdom. Are you confident about that interview? If you're confident about that, then rock that. You have nothing to ask, you know. But with consulting your body's wisdom, oh, I love this card. It's just so cute. If you look, it reminds me of Grandmother Willow from Pocahontas. It's one of my favorite Disney movies. Um, you know, think peace and harmony. Um, think, I don't know, chakras. That's the first thing, you know, because the artist did do the chakras there. So that's always something that I tell my clients to look into, because if you're feeling you're coming for me for advice about the interview, I'm getting that you might want to do some root chakra work. Those are I am affirmations. I am confident. I am strong. I am a rock star. You know, that kind of thing. So that's what I'm getting. I feel like the interview went well. You know, so you don't need to question it. You know, that's not to guarantee that you'll be the one chosen, but it went well. You know, um, if you feel you made mistakes, then maybe sit with yourself and ask yourself, one, why do you think that is a mistake? And two, um, you know, you can learn from the mistakes. Funny enough, the make mistakes card. Yeah, it makes you feel better. Good. I'm glad. That's the whole goal of drawing these cards is to make you feel good, make you feel empowered. Um, yeah. I think you knocked it out of the park. I mean, come on. Yeah. Consult your body's wisdom. She's holding her hands here to the heart. So with this interview, uh, one thing in particular, make sure it's what you really want. You know, spend some time with your heart. Okay? I'm gonna move on. I'm actually gonna switch decks up. Next up is, I believe it was TJ. Are you with us, TJ? You are welcome, Katie. Gonna wait for TJ to respond just in case. Oh, and my cat wants to come up and pay a visit. Come on, buddy. Say hello to Doyle. Hi. Yeah, Mom's doing stuff. Alright, TJ, I think she's here. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. You're here. Okay. Anybody asking for a reading? Yes, I will do a reading. I'm going first come, first served. So I will get to you, so just hang tight. And another thing I check to make sure you're still in the live video, so definitely hang tight. Alright, TJ, let's go. Alright, Doyle, what do we got for TJ, huh? We got... Ooh. Hunger and growth. Alright, Doyle, you gotta get up. I'm sorry, buddy. Here's the baby boy. Mwah. Don't lay on my chair, bud. Okay. You got hunger and growth. So here they are. This should be like that. Hunger was first. Growth came second. I think you have a yearning, advice on moving on. Wow, you do. You have a yearning to move on. This hunger. Moving on from the past. That's not an easy one. Moving on from the past is often painful. It involves healing, and from what I'm getting, this is something you need to do to grow. This is 100%. You got the growth card. This is what you need to do in order to grow. And through growing, you're gonna learn to let go. Like that's normally about how it goes. I know it sounds kind of like counterintuitive, I guess. But I'm gonna read right from this hunger card. Because hunger has many different interpretations, and I want to know what the author meant by the hunger. This card is not about the bodily hunger for food, but a hunger for something more. A craving for something that will nourish your soul. It signals a deep wanting for something to fill you mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Ask yourself, what are you hungry for? So, I'm getting the sensation that through... your letting go of the past is going to happen pretty naturally. I really do. The hunger for something more. So I invite you to sit alone with yourself and think inner child work. What does your inner child want to do? This hunger for something more, this moving on, how are you going to do it? You're going to do it through process. You're going to do it through processing and healing whatever it is that past had to do with. So I encourage you to dig into that inner child. what arts and crafts did you used to do? Did you used to write, or any books that you used to read? Um, I recently revisited a series during quarantine that I hadn't read since I was like 11. Very juvenile writing and reading, but it made me happy, and it made life a little easier. And I feel that whenever you're letting go of something, um, it can kind of make you insecure about other things in your life because you want to let go of this one thing, but you don't want to let go of the rest. So you kind of like dig your claws into the rest of it. Um, I know it sounds like I'm rambling, but I really get. I feel for you. Letting go is really hard. And spirit definitely feels for you. But the simplest answer to letting go is to let it go. You know, um, it's really hard, but that's one day, you're just going to wake up and it's not going to be in your mind. Every day until then, it's going to get smaller and smaller by filling your head with more things for, satiating that hunger. Okay? I hope that made sense. I really hope that made sense. And, with all of these readings, never be afraid to send me a message afterwards to ask for a little more clarification. Because I know I'm going kind of quick. Let's see, who was up next? Okay. Alright. Is it Maya? Maia. Maya? Sorry if I am mispronouncing it. But you are next up. If you are still here, please type a little something in the chat. Oh. Well. Interesting. Two cards just flew out of the deck. And the cards they were space and peace. So yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna reshuffle for you, Maya. But I don't know if the words space and peace mean anything for you. And those just shot out. Alrighty, let's dive into you. Yellow. Hello. Very yellow. You got caution and determination. I know it's hard to see the yellow ones on here. But caution and determination. So the caution card, it's not telling you to, be wary around every corner or anything like that. It's telling you to trust your intuition about when to be cautious. So if you're in a situation or whatever it is that you're struggling with right now, if your heart is just telling you, oh, no, listen to that. But besides that, that's the big one. Just to listen to your heart about when to be cautious. Determination. I love that image. I wonder if I can just do this one. I love the image of that card. It's got like a mountain peak with what looks like a sun behind it. Very beautiful imagery. But determination is just that. With these two cards combined, I would be willing to bet that whatever it is your heart is set on is the good thing. Whatever is really flowing for you right now, be determined with that. It really gung-ho. This is a good reading, and I want to this prism deck that I have, it also mentions when there's a lot of one color in a reading, what that means. So I want to I'm really curious what it has to say. Yellow cards in a reading. If you draw mostly yellow cards in a reading, it may be a prompt to take a look at the duality of a situation. Yellow itself has many double and contradicting meanings, so how is that duality arising in your life? Are you perhaps in a single minded state and not able to see other perspectives? Take a moment to look at your situation from all angles and then trust what feels right to you. So, right then, yeah, that. So, what you feel good about, but make sure you definitely feel good about it. Um, it's always good to look from different perspectives. Always. Um, my mom used to. My mom used to call me devil's advocate all the time because I constantly do that. This is pretty straightforward. It's be cautious where you need to be cautious, and gung ho with the rest. I am excited to see what is in store for you. Um, because this is I get very good vibes from this. That determination card is just so bright and happy, and, positive. Good things coming. All right, switching up the decks here and there just because I like to keep it fresh. Going back to the Cosmic Dancer. Let's see who is up next. TJ, you saw Spider last night? Yeah, spiders are awesome. Good for creativity, too. If you ever see a spider going up its thing, like how I run into them face first, like all the time. And if they go up, that's supposed to be like really good. Wendy. Oh, that's heavy. Me and my daughter talk again. So, I am sorry, Wendy. Yeah, I will definitely do a card pull for you. You are welcome, Maya. It's college senior. Oh, college senior. Well, congratulations. Yeah, keep chugging along. You're gonna do great. I promise. All right, Wendy. Wendy, this is for you. I don't care if you're here or not, because that's really big, and you could come back and listen to this at a different time. Come on, Wendy and Wendy's daughter. Okay. Again. We got the Collaborate card. The Collaborate card in regards to you and your daughter would be a good sign. Because it's all about coming together despite differences. It's all about seeking different walks of life and not being afraid to ask for help. The second card is the Improvised card. The Improvised card is that sometimes life doesn't go as we planned, and by sometimes I mean basically all the time, which really requires us to think on the fly, do things on the fly. And that might be what you have to do with your daughter. No mother, I don't think, or daughter, expects that you're going to be, on the outs. You're going to be really upset with each other to that extent to where you're not talking. So it's difficult to handle it. Like, I feel that. I feel that hard, But take a breath. And this is heavy. Not only because it's actually heavy, because it resonates with me. My mom and I, we were, our relationship was strained as well. I don't even know if he had a strained relationship before this, but my mom and I did. And I would always take a step back, breathe, and tell myself, people get upset. Time makes it better. You know, I don't know when this thing happened or when you had this fight, um, but time makes it better. Don't immediately don't think, this is it. I'm never gonna hear from my daughter again. That kind of absolute talk. People change, okay? So I know it's hard not to have such a heavy heart, but don't put so much focus on it, because when you love someone so much, and when you're that how do I say it? When we just get too emotionally involved, it can kind of scare the situation away, like in a bad way, if that makes sense. Um, but yeah, I'm feeling drawn to read about this improvise card a little bit. I think there's going to be something in here that clicks. And it's going to pop right out at me. Watch it. Yeah, right here. Release attachment to a particular destination or outcome. Free up your sense of playful spontaneity and dare to step bravely into the unknown. So while your daughter might be really, really angry or really upset with you right now, um, I firmly believe that she's going to come around, but you might have to live without her for a little bit. You might have to live with her being upset. She's going to have to go through her own motions. That's it. That's what it is. You know how us, when when we were young, with our parents, it's hard to get a clear head sometimes when you're dealing with your parents. So it's gonna turn around. Okay. Just be patient, and focus on yourself, for real. It's hard when I know everything in you is screaming that you just want your daughter, you just want to hold your daughter and talk to her, but you know, you gotta pull back the reins a little bit. Oh, but I really hope that gets better for you. Let's see. This Ope Yummy Richmond guy. Do. Where is it? Where? Next up, Terry. Terry Nelson. You are up. Terry Nelson. You are the next contestant on The Price is Right. Hi. Hi, Terry. Alright, so, if you're in a space that you're able to, close your eyes and breathe with me for a minute. Because I'm feeling a little everywhere. So, Terry, just breathe with me. There we go. Terry Nelson. Spin the wheel, baby. I like that. Wow, color schemes. So, these cards, I am going to have to look in this Prism deck about purples and blues. Because you got these two cards. How similar are those? We got Give Birth, and we got Retreat and Recharge. Right off the bat, I am going to pull this out and see what this has to say about... Purples are all about intuition. But blue I need to kind of look at. It's a signal to honor the preciousness of this transitional time. Yes, okay, it's coming back to me. So, Give Birth, Retreat, and Recharge. It does seem like pretty transitional. Give Birth is all about, not about physical birth. It's about creative birth. Spiritual birth. That kind of thing. So, whatever if you're sitting on something, if you're planning on doing something, make sure you're dedicating the time to it. Make sure you are ready to give birth to that idea, to that to that product, whatever it is, the situation. If you're taking a trip, this, that, or the other thing, for really anything in life, make sure that you're ready to give birth to it, and don't be afraid to sit on that idea. Don't be afraid to think about it, think it through all the way. Um, you know, and not only that, but don't forget about your potential. New beginnings and going after my life. Yes. Um, yeah, intuition's been on fire, then right, this is spirit has you pegged. Don't be afraid to listen. Um, Look for repeating numbers and be mindful of what you were thinking of when you see that number. That's my biggest advice to you, because I've been noticing a lot of it. But a lot of people, they think they see the repeating numbers and they'll just be like, oh, that's cool. Stop and think about what were you doing and what were you thinking when you see it. That's the important part, because that's how spirit talks to you, through patterns, those kinds of things. The 1111, that's new beginnings, 100%. One's new beginnings. And then your retreat and recharge card that you got. This whole thing is telling you you have something planned. There's something coming up. It's going to be a big transition if you're not already in the transitioning time. And just make sure you're okay. Retreat and recharge. Make sure you're getting enough sleep, enough water. Make sure you're eating correctly, because when we're transitioning, it can be very stressful. So just make sure you're taking care of yourself. Think of a pregnant lady. They gotta watch what they eat. They gotta make sure they're eating enough. They gotta make sure they're doing what they need to. That's what this is saying. Make sure you have you intact to give birth to your thing. It's really been in my ear. Yeah. Right on. Right on, Terry. I'm so glad to hear from you. It has been a minute. Yeah. It sounds like you and Spirit are on the same wavelength back in college. Awesome. That's awesome. I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy for you. Going back to college. That's scary. That's scary to do. I'm proud of you for making the moves, for sure. You got Spirit in your corner if you're seeing the ones, and and this is where life has taken you. Don't be afraid. Right on. That's so inspirational. So inspirational. All right, Terry, I'm going to leave you. I'm going to go on to the next person, but thank you so much for being here. Let's see. Scroll up, 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 up. Okay. Chris HP, are you with us? Chris HP, that kind of reminds me of Crispy. Okay, here we go. We're diving in, Chris. Think about what you need handled. What do you need to ask Spirit about? Oh. Here we go. You got the hunger card too. And creativity. Wow, what a knockout combination. So here's that creativity card. And then here's the hunger card. So, creativity. And purple. Little tidbit. Am I on the right direction? Unfortunately, I don't think I can say. I don't, it's hard to tell just based off of these two cards, because creativity is all about that potential, so I guess if you had like a gun to my head and you asked me, I would say maybe not. Um, Simply because of that creativity card. You might be looking outside, need to look outside of the box, or integrate different things from different paths into your direction. Maybe like you're going north and you just need to go like two more clicks east or something like that, you know? Um, but you're right there. You know, you have to ask yourself what are you hungering for? You know, um, that's that hunger card that I pulled. What is gonna make your soul happy? You know, if you don't know what that is, then maybe you have to sit with yourself a little longer. You know, I'm drawn back to I read a book by Doreen Virtue called Healing with the Fairies, and she shared her experience. It was actually kind of during a divorce, before, during, and after. It was the whole journey. Um, and she was asking spirit or fairies, whatever word you want to use. She was asking, I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready for the right one. I think I'm ready. And the spirit basically just said, you think? You know, talk to us when you know. That's what I'm being drawn to tell you. Make sure that you know that it's what you want. Um, and another reminder for everybody, if you are having to fight tooth and nail for the direction you want, I don't think it's right for you. You know, um, if you're on this path and everything just keeps going wrong and you are just having to waste so much energy on not even the thing that you need to do, it's time to move on and find something new, find something else. um, so Chris, to wrap it up, I can't tell you if you're on the right direction, but I think you can. I know you can. I know you can. You just have to ask yourself, what's going to make my soul happy? And you have to use a little creativity with it. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to shift just a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, you know? Um, but you're on the way. It's definitely there. You just have to ask yourself that important question, like, your soul. What is it? What is it that your soul needs? Um, and how to come to that? A lot of the times I go to my inner child, for sure. Start a dialogue with yourself. Um, there are actually studies out there that say if you have a webcam or talking to yourself on the phone, like, it helps to actually talk to yourself. So, you know, give that a go. Okay, next up, man. Thank you all for interacting with me today. I am having the time of my life, for real. And I hope you are too. Okay. I believe Lisa, I think we are up next. Don't you know what needs to be done, but I can't. Oh, I hate when that happens, Chris. Really do. Um, when you know what needs to happen, but you don't want it, or you know you don't want to let it go or something. I've been there. I feel you. Okay, is Lisa still here? Lisa. I'm just going up and down the chat, make sure I'm not missing anybody. Lisa. Knock knock. Come out wherever you are. Yes, you are. Okay, there you are. I think Facebook has some kind of delay. So if I'm asking, don't worry, I'm giving you enough time to type and stuff when I ask if you're here. All right, Lisa, let's go. Let's see, what does Lisa need to hear today? Oh, here we go. Interesting. That card that just like flopped out is anxiety. For real. You got the anxiety card. And this color that they picked for this card, it just it fills me with anxiety. It's not yellow, it's not green, it's this weird color. And balance. You got balance. So there we go. You know, you drew the anxiety card. So clearly you're going through something. You know, I mean, you're asking for a reading anyway. There's probably something there. Yeah, spot on, right? Man, there's not much, you know, there's coping skills for anxiety. But that's just what this card is. I'm going to just read what it says just because there we go. Okay. When you're feeling anxious, it is usually because you are very worried about something that has an uncertain outcome. When this happens, we write a script in our heads, creating an outcome that is most likely far worse than the actual outcome. Try your best to stay in the present and not focus on events that haven't occurred yet. Right there. So with this balance card, stay present. You know, try your hardest to be mindful, and find that balance, because it very well could be the situation that you're in is causing you anxiety. It's you know, the present is causing you anxiety, but there are ways we can counteract how much the anxiety affects us. That's where this balance card comes in. I do a lot of root work. Right now I'm in the process of selling this house. So that's stressful. I don't know, you know, we're going to sell sometime in November, but until then, there's not much to do, and I'm like, like, I want to clean, I want to pack stuff up, I want to do something, but there's nothing for me to do. So, when I get physically anxious like that, I go take a walk, or I paint. I do something to keep my body busy. You know, I don't want to just sit here in my anxious energy and let it fester and let it, like, just wallow in it. You know, I don't want to do that. So I encourage you to do the same. I encourage you to find that balance between focusing on the problem at hand and doing the work to get through the situation, and self-care, pretty much. Or, you know, I guess self-care is a broad term. So, you know, a lot of things can fall under self-care, whether it's doing a face mask, taking a bath, whether it's, you know, not being on your phone before bed. That's self-care. You know, catching our little, maybe not so healthy behaviors. That's self-care as well, drawing those boundaries with ourselves. So that might be where you need to start. But yeah, definitely you gotta do some self-care. Breathe. I love yoga. I'm actually in a class right now, a self-compassion yoga class, and it's wondrous. When I get to that meditation part of it, the shavasana, that's how the yogis say it. um, I just like shut down, like any part of my brain that is experiencing anxiety just shuts down. But you have to really have your heart in it, you know. Commit your mind, body, and soul when you're doing something meditative like that. Yeah. So balance is the key card here. You're experiencing that anxiety, and we got to find the balance for you. So just whenever you find yourself getting way too caught up in your head, you know, sometimes distraction is what you need. You know, distraction can easily turn into avoidance, so that's a warning. But if that's something that you need, draw that boundary. Be a little distracted, okay? Let's get to the chat. First time you did yoga, you cried, Christina? Yeah. Oh yeah, me too. I still cry when I do hip openers of like any kind. Just tears for no reason. Like I don't know why. It's just that emotional release, and then I have to go back into child's pose and just let it feel it out, you know. But yeah, there's definitely something there. I growing up, I always kind of thought it was a little hokey, like the chakras and stuff, but actually practicing it, I wholeheartedly like I support. Go learn about chakras. Go do yoga, like that, because you're gonna learn so much about yourself. You're gonna learn so much about your body, and I'm just like, I'm just starting. Like I don't know any what the poses are called. I don't know anything, and it's transforming my life as I do it, for real. I'm not blowing it out of proportion or anything like that. But let's see. Who is up next? We got about 15 minutes left. Let's go. Speed Spirit. Who's up next? Oh, Terry, you're gonna be an attorney. Yeah, you guys are like talking here. Now I'm reading. That's awesome. My mom always said I would be a wonderful lawyer because I play devil's advocate. But that's so much jargon. So much jargon. Okay. Hello, everyone. Who's next? Jessica, first timer. Glad you're here. Oh my god, somebody asked. Who was it? Did I not scroll up far enough? I'm sorry about this. Alright, we did Chris. There we go. Tina! Hi, Tina. I thought I saw you comment. Okay, Tina. I'm gonna do you next. Go back to the Cosmic Dancer. Okay. Tina, Tina, Tina. Alright, Tina. Tina, Tina. Tina. Okay. Tina, you are consciously complete. It's the first card you picked. Consciously complete, Tina. You have it all. You have everything you need to manifest your dreams. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. Do not. You are powerful. Your next card is commit. So, okay. Alright. I'm hearing it. There's commit. And what I'm hearing here, you have it all, Tina. You have it all inside of you. You're powerful. You have the power to heal. You have the power to move forward. You have the power to integrate, whatever information you want about the past. You have it. You need to commit. You have the power to make whatever decision you want. You have the power to do it all. But you need to commit. That's not only just saying, I'm going to do this. It's doing it. Alright? On the commit card, there's a dancer, and she's doing whatever that move is called. Her leg is way up there, something I could probably never do in my lifetime. And she's on the tippy top of a mountain. Imagine if she weren't committed to that action. Imagine if she was just like, oh, I'm just going to do something. I don't know what. Imagine she's going to come tumbling down that mountain. She's going to fall. She's going to trip. She's going to do something. Any dancer. I love the Cosmic Dancer deck, because dancers, they flow through life. Not through life, but on the stage, And it looks so effortless, doesn't it? When you see dancers up on the stage, it looks effortless. But I promise you it's not. Promise you it's not, and I promise you so much went into that, whatever you're watching, that easy looking thing. And they're able to do it because they commit. That's like, I know I've said that, the commit word, the C word, a lot. But that's what it comes down to. So many times in our lives I don't want to say we fail, because you can always like get up and dust yourself off and do it again. Failing, to me sounds kind of absolute. It's more like we flub up or we make mistakes, but we can always get up and try again, and that's what makes us consciously complete, don't you think? Our ability to make those mistakes and learn from them. You know, I'm I'm struck with animals. My partner told me about this experiment with rats that it was the first group of rats. There's like a piece of food up on a hill or something, and they have to go get it, or they want to go get it. And every time one of the rats goes and gets it, they all get a shock. Eventually, the original thing of rats learn, oh, we can't grab the food because then we're going to get shocked. Well, as they introduced new rats, the old rats stopped the new rats from getting the food. And they learned, but I don't know, like there's something there. When I promise there's a thought here. The new rats just blindly, they listen to the rats, the old rats. That's what I'm getting at. The new rats, they didn't question, they didn't try to question or anything. We have that ability. When we are thrown into a situation and somebody says, oh, it's always been done this way, we can break that cycle. We can break that tradition, we can break that. And that's, I'm being called to tell you that. I'm being called to tell you that you can break that pattern. You can have better. You can break the pattern. You can break that toxic pattern of your parents, whatever it is. That's what makes you consciously complete, because you're complete in a conscious way, if that makes sense. Okay, next up. Yeah, that one got deep there at the end, but I hope that makes sense to you, Tina. And if you need some more clarification, always feel free to reach out to me. So let's see who is up after Tina. Okay. Who is next? Bernice, hello. I'm glad you're here today. It looks like Jessica. Jessica, it looks like you're the next one up, I believe. Let me just double check. I want to make sure. Yeah. Alright, if I'm missing anyone, please let me know. But Jessica, you are up next. Alright, Jessica. What does Jessica need? This card trips me up every time. You're welcome, Jessica. All of you, you're welcome. I'm hearing your thanks. Pleasantries like that are really awkward for me. I don't know if I'm autistic or what, but it's always been there. My mom used to get on me all the time about saying thank you. Trisha, hello, welcome. Love and light to you as well. Your first time. All right. So, So this is what tripped me up about this card. So here's the backs of the cards, and then I flipped it over, and it's the same thing. But this is offer, and then your other thing is practice daily. So this is telling me right off the bat that if there's something that you want to be better at, if you're wondering why am I not better at it, why am I not getting the results that I'm seeing, whether it's in your craft work or your career, finances, whatever, it's because you need to give more. In the short, like, long story short, you need to give more. You need to practice daily. You need to offer. And offering in this sense is not offering to other people necessarily, might be offering to yourself, in the form of self-care, encouragement. A lot of the times we're our own worst enemy, and we want to, like, knock ourselves down for whatever reason. I don't get it. But just be mindful that you're not doing that, Be your best friend, Be the best friend that says, maybe you shouldn't do that, but then also be the best friend that goes, you know what, you look awesome. You're doing great. That painting you just did, that's amazing. Be your hype man. Be your own hype man. For real. It's going to make practicing daily a lot easier. With whatever your practice is. In this, it looks like she's practicing yoga. She's super flexible. Look at that, man. Goals, am I right? But don't forget about something as simple as a morning routine, a morning ritual. Like something, I started having a glass of water before I have my morning coffee. Something like that is practicing something daily. Don't discount these very, very small behaviors. I don't know if you're trying to have a big change right now, but, don't discount those small things. Starting your own Scentsy small business. Perfect. Don't discount the small things. It's very daunting. A couple of my friends have come to me with advice about live videos and starting your own business and that kind of thing. And I tell them, be prepared to talk to yourself. Be prepared to see, don't see any viewers when you're going live, because you need to do it for yourself. All right? So in this new business endeavor, make sure you're getting fun out of it. Make sure you're getting what you want to out of it. All right? And practice daily. Practice those small things daily. Could also be gratitude, practicing a little bit of gratitude in the morning when you wake up, saying thank you for everything. Yeah, I wish you luck in your business, for sure. I used to, my mom got me a Scentsy burner a while ago. Lasted a long time. Let's see. Next up, I know Christina. I know you wanted something. Were you next up? Yes, Christina. Okay. So we got 2 minutes left. So I'm going to do Christina. I'm going to do 3 more. So Christina, Trisha, it looks like you might be interested. I think that's what you mean by that. And then Toya. All right. So those are the 3. I'm doing 3 more. And then gotta skedaddle. So, Christina, you're up. I'm so glad you're here, Christina. Okay. Christina. Okay. This card I don't get often. Both of these. So, number 1, you got create sacred space. Number 2, you got give and receive. So, create sacred space. Make space. How people say, I have to make time for that. make space for it. That's what you need to do. Whether it is physical space, whether you're thinking of taking on a craft, hobby, whatever it is, um, physical space, very important. Uh, but even more so, and I think the thing that comes first is the mental and spiritual space. So, when. Hmm. So, imagine our daily, I don't know, allotment of thought, I guess. Um, you can only worry about so much every day. You can only think about so much every day. So, you know, what do you think about most? You think, say, I'm trying to speak generally and it's not working. Okay, say you're carrying around this trauma, and every day you think about it because it's a trauma. Of course we think about it, but it is holding, let's say, 20% of your daily output. That's 20% already gone. You got 80. All right, let's say there's that one weird thing you said to somebody last week that you're thinking about. There's 10% gone. Let's add, if you're an anxious person like I am, let's add two more of those. So we got 50% already taken up from weird stuff that I've done or traumas that I've experienced. So now you're working with 50% brain power or mind power, spiritual power, whatever you want to call it. Um, that's not setting yourself up for success. So that's what I mean by creating the mental space, mental and spiritual space. What things that occupy your mind, occupy your energy that you don't really need anymore, that you don't need it. So stop thinking about it so much. That's what I'm struck with here. With this give and receive card, really, check and make sure you're getting back what you want out of your situations and out of your relationships. Um, you know, if you're not, don't immediately like don't think it's their fault. Just check with yourself and make sure you're putting enough in. You know, when you have assessed both partners, both parties, then you can make a decision. Then you can accurately see what's wrong or what's amiss. Um it's all, ebb and flow. This is a card that, I would associate greatly with that practice daily card, that offer card. I pulled the vote a lot. That's another one that goes right along with this. You need to make sure that you're putting in what you want to get out and that you're getting out what you want to put in, including to yourself. You know, I'm glad that it's speaking to you. I am so glad. All right. Next up is Trisha. We got Trisha, and then we got Toya. Trisha. Well, I'm looking over here. I'm just looking I have a big tree out there. I love the tree. So. Trisha. Oh, you got the offer card too. This time on the flip side. Alright, first card though, Honor the Cycles. It's one of my favorite cards. I think it's so beautiful. And I love the phases of the moon and the infinity symbol there. It is just, it's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous card. Honor the Cycles. So, if you're spiritual, you know, especially spiritual and a woman, everything cycles. Our body is one big cycle. I say women just because with our womanhood, our menstrual cycle, that is such a cycle. We feel it. It is ingrained in our bodies. Period having people, like the notion of a cycle is just there. And we need to honor that. With honoring the cycle comes not only honoring the tippy top of the cycle, but it also means honoring the tippy bottom of the cycle. It means not only honoring the new moon, but honoring the full moon and everything in between. This is hard to do because we're not taught to do it. I was taught to, have like an aversion to everything bad. Negative emotions, get them out of here, get everything out of here that is not good. I only want good times all the time. And that's not life, unfortunately. I wish it could be, but it's not. Honoring the cycles, it can get hard when when it's dark, when the cycle's dark. I urge you to offer up to yourself in those times. In those times that when life just is not clicking. I don't know if that's what you're in right now, but offer to yourself, with this offer card, it looks like she's tossing up rose petals. They're pink and they look like roses. So that right off the get-go with the imagery, it says self-care to me. I'm reminded of like this, like rose quartz. I have a little rose quartz heart here, that just reminds you to be nice to yourself and to give yourself the time, attention, and stuff, everything that you would give to somebody else. Give yourself the same grace that you would give to, I don't know, your kids or your friends, your family, your dog, your cat. I know I give my cats a lot of grace. Yeah, I hope that that resonated with you a little bit. And never be afraid to send me a message for clarification or anything. Lastly, we got Toya. Come on down. Last but not least, I'm being called for the color one. We're gonna switch. You need colors, Toya. Let's see, Christina. From a lot of things I've been feeling, putting pressure to... Good. I'm glad. Very glad. Very glad I gave you a little bit of clarity. Okay. Toya. Toya, are you here? Yes, you are. Okay, I see ya. Let's go. Okay. Ooh, alright, you got gray. Well, I guess the book considers them white. So you got surrender. And then you got isolation. This card, there's not much to see. It's just a dot. So, I want to look up for you the white cards in reading. What all of the white cards in this deck have in common is a sense of stillness. If you end up having mostly white cards in a reading, moving toward a sense of calm may be something that you're working on right now or have worked on in the recent past. What do you need to know to find tranquility? You need to surrender and isolate. Isolation. I want to be careful. I'm going to handle this card first. I want to be really careful with isolation because isolation can really turn toxic. If you're isolating too much, like if you're depressed and pushing away everybody around you, that's not good. If you're isolating to get a better sense of yourself and to kind of dive deeper into who you are, that's great. The difference to me is like when I'm really depressed and I isolate, I'm not doing anything, except for maybe really negative behaviors, when I'm isolating to gain clarity, I'm still messaging people. I'm doing art. I'm reading. I'm listening to a bunch of podcasts, watching a bunch of videos. I'm ingesting a lot of information. And I think that's really the key here, is to make sure when you're isolating that you are not just being stagnant. White cards, while it's about stillness and peace, that can quickly turn into stagnation. And nobody wants that. Stagnant waters breed mosquitoes and E. coli and all that gross stuff, right? So we don't want to be stagnant waters. We want to have ripples, right? I'm gonna read this surrender card. Um, it's just I'm being told to read the surrender card. By ceasing to resist, you can create peace for yourself. The act can be uncomfortable at first because it hurts the ego, but when we surrender and let go, we free the parts of ourselves that worked so we free the parts of ourselves that worked so hard to fight. Now that you are free, what can you do? What new pathways can you go down? Yeah. I believe in order to, at least in order for me to be a full and happy person, I need to accept the fact, or really surrender to the fact, that everything could be gone in an instant like that. My materials don't mean much to me. I understand that my partner, while yes, we love each other and we're dedicated to each other, he's not obligated to be there. He could leave tomorrow. You know, people and things and everything in this earthly life is not promised to us, and we need to surrender to that powerlessness, and really accept it. And because otherwise, at least to me, it breeds a lot of anxiety. You know, yes, yeah, you need clarity. I would urge you to just sit with you and your inner child. I know I've mentioned the inner child a lot today, but that's, at least in my experience, how I've gained the most clarity about myself. Establishing that dialogue, even, write it down if you want, like, if that's something that you're into, draw it out. But yeah. Oh, I wish I could tell you how to make your ripples and but that's, unfortunately, Spirit normally doesn't give me those specifics like that, because it's really up for you to decide. But definitely sit with yourself. Maybe guided meditation for you, Toya. I would definitely look up some. I know Spotify has a bunch of them. I know YouTube has a bunch of them. I wish you luck. I wish you luck in your endeavor, and don't be afraid to reach out if you ever need to talk. Yeah, I appreciate you, Toya. Thank you all of you for everything. I'm gonna be signing off, but something I do in all of my videos now is I end with a self-compassion mantra. We are gonna repeat this 4 times. It is, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be safe, and may you be loved. So that's what I do at the end of all of my videos. Feel free to join me. We're gonna put our hands over our heart. Kind of soften us up, May you be happy, may you be safe, may you be healthy, and may you be loved. May you be happy, may you be safe, may you be healthy, and may you be loved. May you be happy, may you be safe, may you be healthy, and may you be loved. May you be happy, may you be safe, and may you be healthy, and may you be loved. Bye, everybody.